Let's talk about how to use the COUNTIF function when using Google Sheets. So COUNTIF counts, shockingly, how many occurrences or how many times a certain thing happens in a particular column or maybe set of columns. And a good use case for this is maybe if you have a list of something and you want to be able to see how many times that occurs. So we are again in my Taught by Humans social media calendar, and I'm just going to make a new tab, so a new sheet. So down here I'm just going to click on the new tab button, and I've got sheet 14, and I'm going to just call it COUNTIF so that we know exactly what that is. And I'm going to scroll along here until I get to my content pillars. So we've got 4 content pillars for Taught by Humans. Every post we have is given one of these categories. We try to make sure it's kind of evenly spread, and I'm not sure that we're actually doing that. So I'm just going to highlight and copy these 4. So using Command C or Control C if you're on Windows to copy, and then I'm going to go back to my COUNTIF tab. I'm going to right click on this cell B2, and I'm going to say paste special transposed, and transposed means I'm going to turn it from being horizontal to being vertical. So I've now got all my content pillars, and I'm going to give this a little title of content pillars, and I'm just going to say count in the next row. So the formula we're going to use, obviously formulas start with an equal sign, so formula, and then I'm going to use the function COUNTIF. And as always, if you're a bit confused, you can click here. So if this isn't showing, there'll be a little question mark, and you can click this, and then you can expand the details, and you can have a bit of a look at what's going on. So it needs 2 bits of information: the range, so the column or columns that you're looking at to see if they meet the criteria, and then the criteria can also be thought of as a condition, so what has to be true. So in this case, I'm just going to exit this because I find it quite hard to use. After we've typed in the opening bracket, or we want to then click on February. So I'm going to go to February. Oh, I've done this wrong. Go back here. Yeah, okay. So let's do this again. So when I type in the opening bracket, immediately I must click on the tab and not play around. So here we go. Click on February, and you can see this is still here now. And I'm going to scroll across to my content pillar column, which is H in this case, and I'm just going to click on the H at the top because I want to count the whole column. So you can see where it says content pillar, it won't count it because it doesn't equal any of those. And then this is important, I'm going to type in the comma, and then I'm going to click back on the COUNTIF. And you can see the formula is still here, and I'm just going to click on this cell here, B2. So and then close the brackets. What I've typed in here is every time the column H on the February tab equals AI and data in real life, it's going to add 1 to the count. So I'm just going to hit enter. We can see that that occurs 7 times, and it's auto-suggesting an autofill. So I might just click OK. If that didn't work, I could click here and drag the formulas down. And if I just click on this one to show you, this one is now saying when it's equal to lifelong learning because it's using this cell. So they've been replicated down. And as you can see, I'm not doing a very good job in making sure they're all equally spread. The top 2 are definitely getting much more attention than the bottom. So that is how we can apply one condition to a COUNTIF. And this can also be text. So I could have, for example, here, I can type in, instead of B5, I can use the quotation marks and type in humans, and I'll get the same result. Using the references to the cells just allows us to be able to do it a bit more dynamically. And it can also be a number, so it could be less than or greater than or equal to a number. But this is how we can use it for text.